So what I had to do to actually get this to work in Unix is I had to go back in here, and with the image bin I right click on this and go to properties, and this is the image bin that's in the root of the directory. I actually had to set the permissions to 0755. This allows the browser to read the image and also execute something. So this needs to be set to 0755. I also checked in set group owner and permissions recursively. So if I check this in, it will do all of the contents that's inside of this folder. So if I highlight both of these and go to properties, it automatically sets that to 0755. Now for the menu items up here, in order to get those to work, I actually had to do the exact same thing with the Spry assets. Go to properties, and I had to set this to 0755 and check in set group owners and permissions recursively, which makes all of the contents inside read-only and executable. So if you have difficulties with your images not showing up and with the menus not working, that's something that you can do. So I'm going to just minimize this in case I run into another problem. So let's check and see if some of this is working. So let's go to About. And it looks like it's not working because something about permissions again. So let's go back inside of here. And what I might do is just highlight all of this, right click, go to properties, and just set it all to 0755 and all of the contents within the folders too. And that might fix it all together. So I just updated everything to 0755 instead of 44. So let's go back to our web page back here, hit refresh. See if that actually does anything for us. I'm going to try About, and I'm going to hit refresh, and it's still not working. So let me go back, try Resume, and it still does the same thing. And this might have to do with maybe the link not working. So let's do a little bit of troubleshooting here. And let's go to our directory, and let's just try opening it from here. So I'm going to go over here and go to Open With. I'm going to choose Google Chrome. And by doing this, we're going to actually browse the website from our hard drive to do a little bit of troubleshooting here. So let's try About, and we can see that it says the web page cannot be found. And what that basically means is the link is not working. So there's nothing wrong with the way that we set our permissions. So what we'll have to do is go back into Dreamweaver. And I'm going to open my index page. And I'm going to click on my Spry bar, and the problem has to do with basically how we have the link set. So Home we know is working, but for whatever reason About is not working. So if we click Browse, it should be going, oh, you see what the problem is? I can already see it. I have a 01 in front of there. And if we look at the link, there isn't a 01 there. So maybe the quickest way to do this is to just delete out those numbers. And that's why I can't find the page. We can either delete these numbers out, or we can go in there and basically, and it says that one's in use right now, so I can't rename that one. I'll do that once I close out of Dreamweaver. Alright, I'm going to click OK to that. Actually click cancel to that window. Hit browse. Let's see if it renamed. It all renamed really good. Alright, so let's go ahead and exit out of this and actually go into my Dreamweaver directory here and change the name of this. So that should, and it's still in use. It's in use because we're in use with it over here. So let's just close that out. Let's try again. Take a couple tries here. I think we still have it open somewhere. Close this page out. I'm just going to close my browser out completely. Since Chrome is using this. Try again. And something is still using something inside of here. Let's close Photoshop and try again. There we go. So Photoshop was hanging on to it. Alright, so now I'm going to right click here and I'm going to go to Open With and try Google Chrome again. Let's check and see if it's working. Now it's working. So the problem is that we didn't path it correctly. We had like a 0, 1 in front of here before, so by deleting it, now it works. So we had it pointing to something that didn't actually exist. So go to Portfolio, go to Specialization. These menus don't exactly work really well, so if you want to use something else, and here it's broken too. Specialization Studio, Specialization Studio. I'm looking for spelling errors here. Has to be spelled exactly. Alright, so I'm going to exit this again and go back into Dreamweaver and try to figure out what is broken there. So I need to actually open the page that is broken. That's in my portfolio. This page here. Alright, so if I click on my Spry menu bar, I click in Portfolio and I click on, this is my design implementation page. And I'm basically looking for any type of spelling errors in here that might link it to something that it shouldn't get linked to. And if you can't find it in here, another way to make sure that it will link is by simply clicking on this folder and just pointing on design implementation. But the problem with doing it this way is that you'll have to go through each and every single page that you've created and fix the link design implementation. The other thing I don't think we did was fix our logo. We didn't bring it to the front, so we still have a lot more work to do here. So what I'll probably do is just go through and fix these problems and then try republishing it back out here. So I just went through and fixed all of my links. I'm in the process of re-uploading it. I just deleted the old one. I'm just going to re-upload the new edits that I made. And hopefully it will work for us. Cross our fingers. It just finished uploading, so I'm going to just highlight all of these, right click, go to Properties, and set my permissions to 0755. So that will give myself read, write, and execute privileges. Groups and others will only have read only and execute. And I want the permissions to propagate to all of the objects that are located inside of these folders. Click OK. And this will take a little while as it pushes it down to all the content that's located inside the individual folders. Alright, now I'm going to open my web browser again. I'm going to try to go out to there. Just do a search for myself. Click on this link here. See if our menus work. Like so good so far. Our specializations. I know these menus are a little bit annoying. If you don't like them, definitely pick something different. I think your cursor needs to be exactly on this arrow in order for it to work, which can be a bit of an annoyance. And looks like I cannot get to my specialization. So this is a CSS design style sheet thing that you'll have to go in and tweak. Contacts. Looks like all of that is working. Let's see what happens if I click on this first one here. That takes us to our College of Architecture Planning and Design site. The second one here should open my email client. Looks like Microsoft Outlook. I don't have it configured. The third one should take me to a Google map of, well, kind of a Google map. Kind of a generic location of our area. Click back. So far so good. In the process of recopying my page over, I didn't get my portfolio, and I kind of did that on purpose to just kind of save some server space, so that way it would copy and paste over much more quicker. So this is how you create a website and publish it. If you don't like these menu things up here, definitely try a different spray menu item. This can be a little bit annoying, especially if you can't get your cursor over certain parts, like design implementation. I do have a website that kind of follows this exact format. So this was my finished product for this particular website. The menus do work a little bit better. It doesn't highlight though. Like I said, this is using JavaScript, and on different browsers it can behave a little bit differently. I might actually just go through and someday when I have time change this to something different, to maybe tabs or something. But I just wanted to choose something simple, well, supposedly something simple, just to show you how to create a website using Dreamweaver. I've basically shown you all of the basic features. You are definitely more than welcome to explore and try different things.